Welcome back to another video, guys. My name is Ben from FlowBrackets, and today we've got in this really cool brand new imported from Japan Crown Sport SUV. Now this wasn't a vehicle that's sold in Australia, so as far as we know, all of the Crown SUV models are imported from Japan, and today we're going to be showing you how to put number plates onto the front of this car and the back of this car as cleanly as possible. As you can see, this doesn't look very good, so we're going to clean it up with our what we call an OEM Plinth delete kit, which comprises of a miniature plinth which offers you modular fittings. Let's get into it. All right, the first thing that we're going to do is take off our number plate that is not mounted very well because you have limited options. And then we're going to remove the OEM plinth. So just grab a 10mm socket or a Phillips head actually, and take out the two bolts. Now from here, there are two bottom clips that hold it in. All you need to do is just pry it off. Just pull a little bit harder, and it'll reveal what's behind the bumper. So once you remove the OEM plinth, we can now reinstall our part, which is slightly smaller in height and width. It only goes on one way, it fits like a glove. So there's these square locators that will locate into these square holes here. Go like that, doesn't go in any other way. Then use the hardware that we provide to go into that hole. So no drilling required, uses the factory hole. So now that we've shown you how to put the OEM plinth on, the installation is pretty simple. It's only two screws going into the same factory hole, so no drilling required. It's time to move on to the next part, which is getting a number plate bracket onto it. So before we move on to that part, let me just explain that this is a two-part mounting solution. That means that you can't buy the miniature plinth on its own. You have to buy it and pair it with a matching number plate bracket, one that suits the size and style of your number plate. And these two parts make a two-part mounting solution. And again, the beauty of this project or miniature plinth is that it has a modular fitting, meaning that there are different brass locations, and our brackets have multiple slots so that you can choose a different height. And this is going to prevent you from sending more unnecessary holes into your bumper. Now, moving on to limitations. Limitations is because there is a huge hole here, 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 and here. We have to make our miniature plinth to that so we can cover it all. That means that if you were to move to a smaller footprint number plate, like the JDM plate, then you will see some of the miniature plinth access material on both sides. Same with traditional blacks as well. So traditional black New South Wales plates, if you buy that bracket, it will bolt to it. But again, you're going to see access material on both sides. But I think it's just slightly neater than the OEM plinth. But if you're in a position where you can choose a number plate, we would recommend getting slimline plates that is at least 372 wide. In Victoria, 100mm is fine. In New South Wales, they might be a little bit slimmer, like 84, and that will cover this plinth. So for today, this customer is going to be putting on Victorian slimlines, which uses our SL2 bracket. And that will bolt on there in any height that you want before you can get your number plate on. So the next part's pretty simple. Just grab the bolts provided and bolt on your bracket to a height that you like. I think this one looks pretty good to me. And slightly back off the screws to loosen it, and then we can adjust it from left to right. There's a line indicator in the middle that's going to help me align it to the center camera. And once you're happy, just tighten off the bolt. Now the final step is to get your number plate onto the bracket. But before we get onto that, be sure to check out our optional accessories provided in our ecosystem. All of our brackets are actually compatible with Kingpin covers and Ultrex covers. And we also have optional accessories like security screws that can go into the 4 corners. It comes with a security key, and this is going to make it a little bit harder for thieves to steal your number plate. So now that I've shown you how to do the front, let's address the rear. So again, if you have a Crown Sport SUV imported from Japan, you're going to be left with this scenario. I think the best way to start is probably taking off the number plate and showing you what is beneath it. So once you remove the number plate, you're going to be left with this, call it rear JDM plinth. We're going to remove that also because it doesn't look very good. And then I will begin to show you what we've designed specifically for this car. So we've removed the OEM plinth on the rear, and you're going to be left with this massive cavity, some cavities here and some holes here. And there's no real number plate in Australia that'll completely cover all of that up really neatly. So what we've designed, like the front, is a modular fitting. So a modular miniature plinth will bolt to this here, and we've also designed a rear blanking plate made out of black acrylic, which will go on top once we put the miniature plinth on to cover everything up, and from there you can bolt on your number plate bracket. Let me show you how to get that done. So I'm going to grab our miniature plinth for the rear and get the M6 by 10mm bolts and bolt it on to the 2 threaded inserts in the car. Oops, that way. Just make sure it's tight. Then we can proceed to putting on our rear blanking plate that goes like this. Now, what we're going to do is put in the 2 bolts, but not only that, we're going to peel the double-sided tape and then stick the 2 ends to it as well. And that's going to give you a super solid finish. So I'll show you how to get that part down now too. What we're going to do is pre-clean the surface, which I already have done, so that you get the majority of the dirt off. Then we're going to grab the alcohol prep wipe that's provided in the kit. So make sure that we take off all the contaminants on either side. And this is going to make sure that we get a really good bond. No. Then next, we're going to grab our alignment tool, and this is basically a jig. And it's going to show you where to apply primer. Now, this is primer, which is pretty much the beauty of this product. It increases the bond between 2 surfaces, just makes sure that it's stuck on really well. The way you're going to use it is it's actually got a vial. You pinch it, and then the liquid will drop out or drip out into the applicator pad. And then we can prime areas where the double-sided tapes should be. This blanking plate actually comes with double-sided tape pre-applied with primer already, so you don't need to do that part. All you need to do is prime all of these squares, and then stick it on. So let's pinch this now. I'll show you what it does. Pinch it. It's gonna slowly leak out into the applicator pad, and then apply it to the squares. Once you're happy that you've got enough on there, we'll remove the template. Now we're going to grab our blanking plate made out of acrylic. Now, I think that this is probably going to be the hardest part of the install, is actually peeling the red double-sided tape liners off. I like to use a Stanley knife and just pry open a corner just to get that lift. And then you can peel all of this away and just repeat that for all of them. Now, the trick to this is to align this notch with this plastic bit that sticks out of the bumper first. Go all the way to the top. Don't push it down yet. Let's get our M6 20mm countersink bolts and loosely hand tight that in to that brass thread and this brass thread. And if you can, tighten this. I like to use an electric screwdriver. I understand this is going to be a little bit harder if you have an Allen key, but this is going to get it center. Let's screw that on tight. Once it self-seats with the countersinks, then we can proceed to just applying pressure to the blanking plate and give it a hold for at least a good 10 minutes. Now I'm gonna peel the protective masking that's on it. And it's in a gloss black finish, so it's gonna look completely OEM. So now that is on and looking beautiful, the next steps is pretty simple. Exactly like the front, you choose the right bracket for the right number plate. So if you've got JDM plates, then you're going to grab the JDM bracket and you can bolt it on, and whatever height you want to put it on. For this customer, he's putting on his Victorian slimlines, 372mm by 100mm tall, which uses our SL2 bracket. And that is going to bolt in right onto the center, and it's going to give you a nice, beautiful, clean look. Now that we've got the bracket on, the last and final step is to put on the number plate. So same like the front, this customer's option for kingpin covers and security screws. So we're just gonna pop that on for him. And that's the cleanest way you're going to get floating number plates onto a Crown Sport SUV imported from Japan, by deleting its OEM plinths front and rear and adding our parts with modular features. I hope you found this video useful, and thanks for watching.